On this episode of Taming Tumbleweed, we're playing with Jeeps. Two very special built-up rigs. On this side, I have a 2006 LJ Wrangler, and on this side, I have a built-up Gladiator on 37s. And Troy and Aaron brought these Jeeps here to run the fishpond course, which actually I haven't ran in a couple of months, so I have no idea what's going to happen. But let's put them both to the test and see how they do. So Troy, please tell me first, like, when did you buy it and why did you buy an LJ?
Bought an LJ because I had a series of TJs, and honestly, TJs can kind of seem like little go-karts. Not a whole lot of space inside, they ride pretty rough, and the LJ with 15 inches of extra space in the back, 10 inches more wheelbase. It's more capable on the trail, it's more comfortable on the highway. And I was starting a family at the time, so I needed a little more space for the family.
Absolutely, the four-door Wrangler didn't exist.
Exactly, the four-door Wrangler did not exist. I bought this in 2008, and the four-door was just coming onto the market at that time. But it was sort of an unproven platform, there weren't any mods for it, so I jumped in on this.
And what year is this?
It is 2006.
Okay, yeah. Sweet. So you can see basically the wheelbase here, and you can see the space behind the door. So that's kind of where...
Correct. So there's actually wheelbase space, and then there's also additional body length behind the axle.
Behind here.
Yeah, so it does result in a reduced departure angle, but it's a combination of the two.
Did you do any powertrain mods? Or?
No powertrain mods. There is some modifications under here, but not to the engine itself. So it does have a Banks air intake that is not factory. The other modifications under here would be the Kilby air compressor. So this is onboard air. So unlike the typical electric compressor, like the ARB Twin, that's driven by the serpentine belt. And puts out a ton of air. You can run power tools off of it, no problem. I actually have an air tank under the chassis. It's my S-Pod, so for all my switching, it's driven off of that. And then, of course, dual batteries there in the corner.
And there's space for all of that.
And there's space for all of that. Other things under the hood, I have an onboard charger. So that's for shore power. So I can charge the dual batteries.
All right, sweet. And it's basically a straight six.
Straight six, 4 liter, 190 horsepower, 230 foot-pounds of torque.
But it gets you where you need to go, right?
It doesn't do it quickly, but it gets you where you need to go, yes.
Well, anything else modified here? I mean, you have a radio, obviously.
Radio, so this is a GMRS radio. This is the newest Midland, which is the 50-watt version that they just came out with earlier this year. Tuffy center console, so that replaced the factory console. So I've got more storage and it's secure. These are not the factory seats, these are covers over the factory seats. I did that because there's a ton of storage actually on the back, so it's a Molly grid on the back with a lot of storage. I do have the hot headliners in the top, so that actually cut down on noise quite a bit, which is the reason I put it in.
Sweet.
My navigation, I don't have it in here, but this is typically an iPad mini goes up here, so I do my navigation using Gaia.
Now what about the drivetrain, the axle, the suspension, the tires?
Suspension is Old Man Emu.
Okay.
Coils and shocks. It's 2.5 inches, and the suspension lift also has a body lift, which is pretty typical for TJs and LJs, so it has a 1-inch body lift in addition to that. So combined, 3.5 inches. It's 33-inch tires on 16-inch rims.
And those wheels are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got the wheels because they have that sort of old school aesthetic. A lot of people think they're steel, but they're actually aluminum. But they have that old school look. And most people think of the tires as skinnies because I haven't run really a wide tire. I like that narrower look. These are 255, 85 R16s.
And then you have kind of the awning, you have your tent.
Yeah, so this was not part of my original build. Originally, I just built it for trail running and then started moving more towards the overland side of things, long-term trips and camping. So this is a Garvin roof rack with a auto home tent on top and easy on 270 awning.
Yeah. I like this. You have steps on your spare tire. Too.
So I didn't want to have to use a separate ladder for the tent where you'd store the ladder inside the tent and take it down. That way I just go right up the spare tire and right into the tent.
And you have also a bigger fuel tank.
Yes. If you ask me to rank my favorite mods on the truck, that would probably be at the top. So it was a replacement for the original fuel tank, which was 19 gallons. That fuel tank is from Genrite. It's called their Safari tank, and it holds 32 gallons.
And you kind of have rock rails on the side too.
Rock rails on the sides. That's from a company that's not in business anymore. It was called Kilby Off-Road.
Okay.
And I got those specifically to kind of tie in aesthetically with the bumpers that are on the vehicle, which are from Hanson.
I gotcha. So is it fair to say, do you love this?
I love this rig. It's one of those vehicles I'll never sell.
So don't ask, guys. Don't ask.
Yeah, not for sale. Not for sale.
So that's 4-low?
That's 4-low.
We're locked and loaded?
We're locked and loaded. So the lockers aren't on, but I do have lockers.
Okay, well, we'll figure this out.
Okay.
So Troy, this is the way I want to run this test. You're first in the LJ. Okay. Then Aaron is going to follow in the Gladiator.
Okay.
And then we're going to run each obstacle one by one, so we can compare, right? And
sure,
see.
absolutely.
And you've never run this course before.
No, first time.
Yeah. So the first obstacle is called Dirty Deeds.
Great.
I'm sorry for the name.
Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Yes. And I didn't name this, but it's basically a creek crossing.
Maybe someone was a AC/DC fan amongst the crew.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, your Jeep is so gorgeous, it's so clean, but it's going to be a little bit less clean.
That's all right. It's used to getting dirty.
So when you bought this in 2008, was it pretty? Was it pricey back then, or how did you?
I paid $22,000 for it with 10,000 miles.
So that was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And you know, you couldn't buy the new anymore at that time, and I wanted a very specific color, so I probably paid a premium because of that.
And then you obviously invested a lot of.
And then I invested a lot of money, enough that I probably wouldn't tell my wife how much.
Okay, we won't say exactly, but people see what you've done, so we'll show that obviously.
Sure.
We don't have any lockers on, so we'll see if we get bogged down.
Pretty fun.
So as you saw right there, the first obstacle is pretty easy but smelly. All the decaying natural matter here, the grass, yeah, it smells. But let's make it more challenging. And can you introduce yourself for the camera?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm Paul, neighbor.
Well, you guys are just having fun, huh?
Are you kidding? This is the best.
All right, so now here comes Troy on the second obstacle. This is a hill climb where David ran out of fuel way back when. Easy peasy once again. So he's in low range, and that's what Jeeps do. They have the torque, and they have the ability to crawl up things like this.
Yeah. Like on a motorcycle, I'd be up. I'm gonna let you do that.
All right, Troy. So now I think you're gonna have an advantage. Because even though you have an LJ, slightly longer wheelbase than some other Jeeps, the Gladiator wheelbase is insanely big.
It is very long.
Yeah.
The wheelbase on this is 102 inches.
Yeah. So try to make this as wide as possible if you can, and then maybe I can jump out here.
Okay, no problem.
And I'll film you over there. But you see what you have to do. You kind of have to go down this hill.
Going down the hill.
He made it look easy, only like a 3-point turn. He had to back up once, but that's what you have when you have a narrow machine and pretty short machine. You can negotiate things like this. Now let's see the Gladiator.
See that? That's that track bar bracket.
Okay, turn now. Nice and easy. Go slow. You might have to back up again. Watch the rock on your side. So that's pretty natural. That was David's folly. We named it because he had to use our, the backhoe to make this trail, and it got a little tippy. The Gladiator, of course, needs a lot more space to make this turn. But now, 30-degree climb. This is going to be interesting. Now let's check out, of course, this Gladiator. I'm a pickup truck guy, so I'm pretty excited. Aaron, thanks for bringing this out.
Cheers, thank you, yeah.
So tell me about it. So this is a 2020 model?
2020.
Okay.
I was inspired by Tommy's Gladiator.
By TFL?
The TFL,
TFL's
yeah.
truck. But tell me what you did with this one.
There's a little place up in Golden called Trail Jeeps.
Okay.
Not really a plug, but they did the work for me. I wanted an Evo lift. I spent forever doing figuring out the lift with the King shocks.
Okay.
I just like the Johnny joints a little bit better.
Okay.
37s, and of course they're real off-roaders up there, so they tell you if you're gonna go 37s, put chromoly axles in and RCV joints.
So that's what you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just without doing a full axle swap.
Yeah. All right. And the power is stock still?
Stock. Yeah.
Okay,
I'd love to get 50K and put a Hemi under and some new axles, but
maybe later.
Yeah.
So that's a 3.6
3.6, yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty
re-geared with the tires, 513s.
513s.
Yep.
So it moves, right?
488's probably the right one. They didn't have any in 2020, 2021. You just couldn't find them.
And then tell me about this setup.
So I think this is South African RLD, and it's stainless steel. So you can put, when you start researching off-roading and tents and things, you learn about static weight, and then, of course, off-road. What's that called? Off-road driving weight. How much weight you can have off-road?
Kind of kinetic
weight. Yeah.
Or
So
moving,
I think you can put 750 pounds on top kinetic in 1200. So I wanted something solid to hide my stuff. Pop-so. There's a couple companies that make these, Smart Cap and this one, and I think
So kind of storage space.
Just the essentials. These things are extremely expensive, but as you can tell, the first thing you bang on these long trucks is that.
Yeah, expensive, but this is, especially in Utah and some other places where lots of rocks, you really need it.
Everybody's got all this stuff now.
Fridge?
Yep, fridge. The shovel you use, obviously in Moab, you have to use the shovel if you want to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Be legal. There's actually a table.
Oh, the table is stored here.
Yeah, you just pop that down, it pops down.
Okay.
Little light thing.
And I like how open this is. I like this.
You can do it however you want. You can go halfway open or nothing. It's just my wife and my dog, and we hike a bunch of 14ers, and we were getting deeper on the 14ers list, and you got to get a better off-road vehicle. And I went too far. It's probably too far.
Well, you could have been on 40s.
Yeah.
But I think how are the Kings on the highway and in general speaking? Is it pretty good?
Yeah. I mean, they're not the kind that you can dial in. So I have a 1-inch spacer in the back. So there is a little bit, even more rake than stock. Okay. This is like an off-road nerd thing. But when I load it up, it levels out.
It's nice and even.
Yeah. We were really particular about not hitting the bump stops. This Rubicon on stock, everybody's doing this now, and they load it with all their junk.
And it goes down.
You're on the bump stops.
Yeah.
Just some silly things inside, because I have a border collie, little protector.
For chewing?
Well, because she just lays on here.
Oh, I
it's
see.
Just mud and dirt and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun.
Awesome.
It's fun to hang out with people like Troy with his cool rig.
Sounds good.
Real simple.
Long vehicles, well, he's okay too. Long vehicles may touch breakover angle here. Well, that was no drama. That's pretty impressive. All right, Aaron, let's see what you can do.
We got to check to make sure his insurance is, yeah.
Is he calling the agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, did Troy use lockers or no?
You should probably. Nice. No clearance issues whatsoever. Wow. They're embarrassing us, Alex.
I know, making the course look easy.
What the heck? Passenger! Passenger! Nicely done.
I'm trying to do it without ever hitting the brake, but it's impossible.
Wow. I swear we've run like Chevy Silverado ZR2s here and others who had a slightly tougher time. So far, these guys are making this look easy. Well, let's see how they do when we're gonna get to Nathan's Crack. Troy, I'm very sorry. This obstacle is called Nathan's Crack. It's because it's kind of a V-notch.
Understood.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
And also, so it could be a tail scratcher. You know, the hitch. You know,
Yep.
so we'll see. So you run first, and then we'll get Aaron through.
Okay, great.
Can't believe that he did not scrape the rear bumper at all. He did not touch the rear bumper. So this is usually where everybody hits, right here. And it didn't happen to him. So we'll see how the Gladiator does it. All right, guys, this is Nathan's Crack.
All right.
So it's pretty easy, except the hitch might touch, but you have a hitch protector.
Maybe I'll get to use it for the first time.
Yes, let's do this. Aha! A tiny bit of scrape.
Is that new right there? That little nick?
I think so, but he has a hitch protector, so that actually turned out pretty well.
This is where Tommy got stuck.
Nope. No, not
this
yet.
isn't. I didn't think this is where he got stuck.
No, not yet, not here.
Okay.
You probably want to stay high. Yeah?
So take a look at Cottonwood Creek, my friend.
Cottonwood Creek. I think this one should be renamed Dirty Deeds, not Cottonwood Creek.
It's soupy. It looks soupy, right?
It is very soupy.
All right, let's see.
You're gonna wash my vehicle afterwards, right?
It's one of the services that TFL provides.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Let's check it out.
a locker or two.
Here comes the Glad with that hitch slider. The hitch touched a little bit. You may need some momentum, a little bit of momentum.
Well, he just took his time, but yeah, he had to back up.
All right, so this is pretty tight. Cottonwood Creek is no joke. This is one of our hardest obstacles. Very close to the roof there. Really articulating. Come on! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Wow! Look at the size of that hole!
That is freaking deep.
There's a rock right there. There's kind of a stump. There's another tree. Wow, guys. This is soupy and goopy. You really need a modified vehicle like this to actually get enough clearance. And you can kind of hear, you know, the axle articulating, like you heard kind of a clunk. I think it was just springs adjusting to it, so that's pretty sweet.
I was not expecting to start spinning on the exit of Cottonwood Creek. I would have used the lockers otherwise.
Okay.
But,
so you were unlocked?
I was fully unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still kind of backed up a little and went through
it. Engaged the rear locker, and I just needed a little speed to get over the hump at the exit. It's no problem.
And you watched him do it.
I've been accused that I cheated. I was fully locked.
Okay.
I didn't want any problems.
Actually, I like the articulation on both of your Jeeps.
Yeah.
But that's important because you always want to have the tire in contact, right?
Exactly.
With the earth.
Yep.
I've had the sway bar disconnected this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's just for comfort.
You gotta.
But we never aired down. I was thinking if Troy got stuck, I was gonna have to get my brand new Max Tracks out to help him out.
Well, we're not done yet because Tommy's pit of despair is coming up.
See the pit here.
Yeah, the pit of despair.
The pit looks,
okay.
The exit on the pit looks pretty tricky.
Actually, I'm sorry, it's Tommy's demise.
Tommy's demise.
Okay, I apologize. So this is where Tommy got to the frame. Basically, he was sitting, his frame was touching here, his rear tire was up here, he was going this way.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So he was going reverse direction. So what I would recommend, if you can come around
this line right here,
and then you can kind of go down and up, but that's goopy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's soft. So what happens, your tire starts to sink.
Yep.
So you have to have momentum.
Definitely
because
gonna need momentum.
Slight momentum.
And there's no rocks or anything on that side, like big boulders.
Do you remember any rocks?
No. Let's go right over that.
I think there's one of a tree stump or something. Is that a tree stump?
Where? That thing right in the middle?
Right in the middle. Or is that a clump of dirt?
I think that's just mud.
That's mud. That's just
it's mud.
Mud right there. Actually, I don't think this is going to be that bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Those are famous last words, by the way, folks.
This is famous for last words. This is true. I'm just hoping I don't eat my words.
Troy, your rear bumper is in the mud.
I'm completely hung up.
Okay.
Someone's pulling me off of this.
What would you want to do? Do you want to use kinetic rope? Or do you want...
Strap is fine. Strap? I'll just need a slight tug.
Oh, do you want to use that? Ask Troy. Troy, Do you want much?
Oh well, let's try that.
They're gonna.
Give it a go.
They're gonna try Max Tracks. Oh, there's some grass on his front bumper.
Some.
Some.
The amount.
There's my shoe.
It looked really good. I mean, and then you just kind of.
The bumper just landed on that ledge and unweighted the rear end, and then that was it.
Troy hasn't gotten as anxious as Tommy did when he was stuck with the Land Rover at the top of that mountain.
Well, because Tommy said, I'll just do it quickly, you know, I'll go home after that, you know?
Right.
And all of a sudden, 3 hours later...
3 hours later, yeah.
Do you want me to step on it too? I've got boots. Are you okay?
I'm nice and muddy now.
Okay. A little more. Hold on, I think we need to push him.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, let's heave ho.
When I start rolling, you guys are gonna go into the drink, so watch your footing.
Hold on, give me a sec, hold on. Let me step on this mud track again. How's the other max track? Does it look good?
It's like halfway in. All right. Go ahead. Kinetic.
All right, kinetic. Okay, so we have a shackle that I need those pliers for. You've done this before, huh, Alex?
Yeah.
A few times?
A few times. It's like I knew we were gonna need a wrench.
Yes, it's all good. We're all having fun. These guys are making it way too easy, but now it gets a little bit harder. Okay, so this is attached. Now we can attach the other side.
What happened?
Just trying to be a good guy. I'm an Eagle Scout. This is what you pay for.
Look at this, beautiful bumpers. That's incredible, nice.
3, 2, 1,
Well, it's just...
I just needed a slight tug. The
yeah.
bumper was just resting on the dry dirt and it unweighted the rear axle.
And 3 of us can't lift the Jeep up ourselves. So.
Exactly.
So it's all right. It's all right. That's why we do this.
Yep.
Just to figure things out, right?
Do it as a team.
Yes.
Problem solved.
And Aaron is still swimming down there. What is he doing?
Aaron is now extracting his mud-covered insects.
It did not work. We finally found an obstacle. So what's the problem? You get both. It's because it's muddy right up there, right?
No,
It's because your tires drop in and then your rear end just rests on the dirt.
Yeah.
But
The question is, are my front tires?
But your front tires are going to be much further up because I was just here still in the mud, so you're going to be up on dry ground. So you might actually be able to pull yourself off of
all of this vegetation.
that vegetation.
But you have a hitch slider, so who cares?
Yeah. Well, I'm easily positioned to pull you out if necessary.
So after a lot of deliberation, we decided that Aaron is going to try Tommy's demise and not the bypass, which is also kind of challenging in itself. And because he has a longer wheelbase, this actually may be an advantage because his front tires might be here when his rear end is hung up. So he might have traction up here to kind of keep him moving. So we'll see.
Trying one more cheat code here. I'm trying the off-road plus mode. I don't know.
Off-road plus, so
I think it
like,
gives you a little better gearing, but I'm not 100% on that.
or maybe traction control system is different. So you're in 4-low, you're locked up.
Sway bar disconnected.
Sway bar disconnected.
The only thing I thought about cheating on is narrowing down to like 10, but
well, we'll see.
It'll take just as long to pull me out than it would be for me to air it out and air back up.
He's got a compressor under his
I
hood.
know. I've got one in the back seat.
All right, so you want to try this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah. No problem.
Very sweet. I think you're the first person to go through under your own power that direction through there. So congratulations, that was sweet.
Now I gotta go back across to get my max tracks.
So check it out, guys. This was where, Aaron, this is where your hitch was.
Oh.
You see this?
I caught a little bit, didn't it?
So it's okay, you slid on it, and then you went through. Okay, so the final obstacle is the final obstacle is Home Free Hill. Home Free, why is it? Well, it's got a hard bottom, still lots of mud, but you shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't sink too deep. And then you have to climb up and over.
Aaron, congrats, dude. That was pretty impressive.
Isn't it fun when you have a 4-to-1 transfer case?
Yeah. All right, so this shouldn't be super hard. It's just kind of the way home.
Yep, that's 20 degrees right there, the steepest.
Okay. Ooh, the tail?
Yeah, got it in the tail.
And we're going towards the left. Oh yeah. Now let it go. Let it rip, potato chip.
Wow.
It's a little slick. You see how goopy it is?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
All right, I'm gonna go this way.
You need momentum. Back up a little more. Passenger, he says. Okay, good. Now kind of give it hell. More hell. See, I lied when I said it was just the way home.
That's all the things. Should I back it all the way up?
You might. Let me get out. I'll talk to you.
I'll talk to you. How muddy is it right there?
It's really muddy.
Yeah.
And your tire's caked with mud.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, who got stuck now? Go!
Nice.
Go! There it goes. It's basically like soup. And the tires got, watch out, Alex.
So soupy, I almost fell.
It's basically soup, see? It's really slick right here. And the tires get caked in. They don't have a lot of grip. So that's why you had to have momentum. Just keep running it. Let's see how Troy does this.
You can do it in second, huh?
No, we're gonna do this in second.
Okay.
Absolutely gonna want lockers again.
Yep.
Okay.
Momentum! Yeah! Now that's how you do it. There they are, the majestic Jeeps coming down. All right, guys, what do you think of the course altogether?
I was impressed. I had no idea what to expect coming in. I can certainly say I did not expect mud, this being Colorado.
Yes, totally.
So it was great. Good experience. A couple of boggings, but we got out without issue.
Sweet.
It's great.
Troy's biggest fear was getting bogged, and he mocked it.
This is true. I told him I'm not doing this if I'm going to get bogged.
Yeah.
I got bogged. It's okay.
Well, it's real. This is real.
Those 2 mud holes at the end, you save those for people. To actually get stuck.
So the way actually David built it, right? It's like easier, a little bit harder, and
Yeah,
then
I would
just
agree.
just kind of hits right
And
there.
it hits you at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now you're Tumbleweed Ranch certified. We'll give you a sticker. It's not printed right now, but we'll give you a sticker.
Sure.
Great.
Toyota can't make cars, you know?
Something to look forward to.
Can't get stickers, yeah.
There you go. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. And check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive in one place.